evolution tells us that complex solutions emerge from simple rules, that iterative improvement has tremendous power, that optimal solutions arise from exploring a vast array of possibilities, and that failure and imperfection are essential parts of this thing that will lead you the best quote-unquote solution. And it's explanatory rather than predictive. You cannot predict what species will be extinct 100 years from now. Okay? But my contention is that the principles of evolution, the narrative of evolution, maps perfectly into design thinking. Is variation through ideation and prototyping, selection through testing and feedback, discussions, continual refinement. You might have gone through it. And sometimes a magical emergence, or sometimes an emergence that you did not plan, and the emergence could be good or bad, okay? But it's part of what we had in there. The similarities, you can, for example, I can finish the talk and give you this slide and ask you, all of you come with different, your own list of similarity between design thinking and your work. And you can come up with many more than the ones that you okay? But no predetermined endpoint sometimes, not specific forever final solution in many cases, especially when you go to complex design issues, evolving society. It's a constant, it's a constraint-driven activity, but you use everything that you have available. You need people from the hard sciences to bring them into the discussion. It's a process of collective intelligence where solutions emerge from the process itself. Treating failures as information rather than setbacks, very crucial thing to them in life. And continual adaptation. You have to be prepared that the solution may need to morph as you go on. And as I said, I will give you this, and you can come up with other ones. I put more in here of process similarities, and adaptive goal setting. Problems don't come cleanly posed, like the problems that are solved in beginning courses in engineering. This is a problem, there's one solution. No, here you have to finding what the question is sometimes, and finding a right framing is you're way on there in solving the things if you can find that out. Okay? Again, the information as from imperfection, don't discard it. So this is all there. And so the question that I have regarding what parts of science, what is the science envies backwards? Are we chasing the wrong model of science when organizations will evolve beyond their parent frameworks to embrace evolutionary principles as a superior approach to problem solving? So it happens in Northwestern, there is one program within the business school that is an MBA plus a Master's of Design Innovation. The 2 degrees when you finish, and is the classical thinking of MBAs plus the design thinking that comes from the process that I have mentioned. And I'm responsible for that program. Mr. Daniel Kellogg in there. I was not there when this was created, but it's the merging of these two worlds. So now you could ask, you have to be prepared, and this probably would be a question. In science, you have a way of validating the results. Sometimes you say, but you're right or wrong. And these are some thoughts. What is the validation in design? Sometimes is the one that survives the process, the long after the solution was implemented. Could be adaptive capacity to multiple time scales and stakeholder perspectives, that kind of thing. But the whole point that I'm trying to make it here is that ecology, for example, no one will dispute that it's not a science. It's not predictive. Psychology is not predictive. It's a framework to give you educated possibilities about things, but you cannot, with 100% certainty, predict something as you can predict, for example, in physics. So my whole point is evolution is what design a connected way. So it is essential to tackling problems in this cloud world. Science could be an essential component of a process involving design in tackling complicated issues, like, for example, how do you, if you want to really save the planet, we should consume less. We don't need 20 pairs of sneakers at home or change apparel every 2 months. Lots of energy goes in there and lots of waste gets produced. So that's could be a design product, how to attack that. Obviously, if you need science, you'll bring it into the discussion, but it has to be a big team with lots of people. Maybe some in anthropology, sociology, whatever you want, dynamics. But the whole point is science is not the one who will give you the answer. It's a component to the answer. That's what I meant, but then science ends, design begins. It's as one component in a big mosaic of ideas. So cloud thinking, in my view, is essential from framing and discovery. Okay? But cloud thinking is essential for the way. You need both. So that's the message that I have. And as to evolution as emergence, evolution is the universal algorithm for emergence. You see evolution in action in biology, economics, even ideas, organizations. The algorithm is deterministic, but the outcome is emergent, because the outcome can surprise. My view is you're the designer in this landscape. You want to have tight control on the method, but completely openness to the outcome. Many people want to have tight control on the outcome, and sometimes you end up saying, we are done with this, and you arrive to a solution that looks okay, but it was not the one that the system wanted to give, if you have given it once. So we both deal with emergence. The people with the analytical, the brain, and the design run brain and left brain. So in the analytical side, you want to predict things. Why? Because you want to control things. Okay? In here, you may want to produce things to control them, but they both deal with fundamental. And so how to deal with emergence? Not trying to eliminate it, but by creating conditions beneficial for emergence without dampening what may be the destructive path. This is what life itself does, okay? With the evolution of the law. So decisive strength lies not in trying to be predictive, but rather in embracing emergence and adaptation.